Placement points. All right, let's get to it. Our first game of the playoffs here for Phase 2 of PEC Chapter 1, let's call it, as me and Mark are going to bring you the first game on the grassy pastures. It's Erangel, and it's top 8 advance to the finals, Mark.
Let's go. I'm excited. That was so hard sitting there watching. I want to cast last week. Because you guys had some outstanding games. I expect to see it again today, but this flight path, though, for kicking things off, it's the southwest, up towards the east, pushing towards the northeast, but does favour the south side of this map.
Yep. I think that for all intents and purposes, we have an interesting little opportunity for teams that technically, I can't believe I'm saying this once again, technically don't have Everlong in the lobby, so you can actually go Pachinki. It's such a weird dynamic.
How are they getting it for free? It absolutely baffles me. And they're not challenged, and people don't push in. And again, like for me, the center spots, if you can get a center spot, it gives you an element of strength. Why? Because you're shorter potentially to a zone. If not, you're getting a zone majority of the time. But yeah, unchallenged, XL, they get the opportunity to take it one away.
I'm very confused as to why Twisted Minds is orange. That this is scaring me. I'm scared. Why are they orange in the middle of the map?
Keeping us on our toes, mate. Keeping us on our toes.
What's going on? All right, but we do have our circle go down as S8UL actually is going to be dead center for this one over at Lumberyard, as well as Milta Power and stuff like that. So they actually, you mentioned it right in the pre-show, right? For a couple of those days, they were having to chase circles, and it was very, very difficult for them to do so, and they were not being able to capitalize on any even edge play, never mind anything else. The multiple times we had circles over in this direction, they were able to capitalize. So this is a great start for them already. They know how to play this out.
Well, this is home turf for them, right? This is complete home turf. Obviously, the X-Phase construction worker team, home turf as well, right? In that Milta Power. So they're going to have the opportunity, both these teams, and because they've scrimmed quite a lot and done events quite close to each other like this, they know where they need to go and not cross paths. The question for them is how far southeast is going to go, or are we going to kind of see it play up towards that north, play into that kind of prison area, especially on that east, because they have to be ready for that shift with the expectation that teams are rotating around and they are going to consolidate into that area.
Well, yep. So we are on board here with Yoga Benita, who get themselves Yasnaya for free, in inverted commas. Technically a spot where they might have seen a challenge from someone like the Mythov and someone like that, but they went all the way to the west side, dropping out early north of Quarry, so no challenge there. So that's okay for them. And look at little Scav over there. Everybody's got their OBS recorders not working. Sorry, boys. Maybe
no secrets given away here.
As a virtual cam enjoyer myself, I don't mind that overlay.
It might be what you're saying. Maybe they're getting ready. Maybe they got their mining hats on. They just don't want to give away the strats. Because I'm really interested to see actually how many teams go for the pickaxe. And I know you mentioned it. Kick's social media tweet, I think it was really key. If you haven't, go give Kick a follow on Twitter, because it was a really interesting topic to kind of follow along with. And I think it does bring up a good point about the pickaxe. Is the pickaxe worth picking up? Are you able to dig enough down? Is it something that you can maybe give up for to take some more utility? That's what I'm really interested to see what happens today.
Yeah, I think in its current form, I genuinely think having one on a team is brilliant. Like
100%.
Just any particular moves you can do. PWS kind of, if you're watching over in the Korean scene, we saw a few players of it like a few weeks ago, in fact, actually, of them just messing around with things and actually being able to, I say a few weeks ago, it wasn't actually that long ago, but and I've seen it a little bit sprinkled in elsewhere so far, but for the most part, it really is people trying to open up dips with some explosives. And again, I like the idea that there's that trade-off. I like that idea where I was, that could have been used offensively. So it's an interesting topic for sure.
It is. I think we're going to see that story unfold through, especially the playoffs, as these teams, you're right, are going to, I suppose, to be the first to challenge and figure out what might be the right thing to take. Obviously, watching on this end there, had a good chat with T-Bone, as always, the fellow UK guy. 100% not impressed with the performance the guys have been doing.
Okay.
And I do worry because their scrims haven't been going their way, so they're clearly trying things. And the same top keeps coming up here, James. Are we over-analysing too much?
For Ascend, it's a good question, right? Well, We'll let time be the teller of all of that one. I think that they actually did, I mean, they had a back-to-back win, right? It's not a bad molly. Take a little bit of damage, but a bit of a fight going on. S2G kind of running into all of these teams on the north side, and Levante still doing as much damage as he may want to do against the position there. Sees CC next, and the boys driving around here. For S2G, this is dicey, because these guys will hit sprays. So a little bit of damage been done there. Switches over to the Car 98 and has to get out of dodge there. Woof, jeez.
I know you mentioned obviously S2G, and we spoke about some of the other teams maybe not performing to the level we expected. This was one of the big teams for me, Team Vitality. It's like they leave it to the last day. They left it to the last day of qualifications on the playoffs. They left it to the last day when it comes down to the finals. Something doesn't get kicking in the first couple of days. So I'd be really happy. The level of aggression we've just seen from them already, if they continue it, that's the game style. Levante, the cheeky chappy he is, like he can thrive on that kind of momentum. I just hope they don't leave it.
Yeah, I'm curious about where those potential problems come from, because, I mean, if you think back to what, 3/4 of the team did at PGC, right? I think that they proved that they're very capable, and in fact, one of the most powerful lobbies of all time being PGCs. But it felt like in the last 2 weeks something's not quite clicking. I'm not sure what it is. My conclusion then comes back to was bringing in Quizzy a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know, because I'm saying 3/4 of them looked great at PGC, but I can't really put. I can't personally put that on Quizzy because I don't know the internal workings of it, right? So, but I think that there's still a lot of potential there for Vitality beyond what we saw in the finals, right? You watch the last day of the playoffs and you're like, wow, this is the Vitality we want to see every day. But it can be difficult when there's the big dogs in the lobby.
and again, you guys bring up a big point. You spoke about this last week as well. This day number one is the strongest lobby. These are all the teams that qualify through the cups. These are all our regional partners and global partner teams that are fighting it out. So it's the cream of the qualifications. Do they need this space? I don't think so. I think Vitality can bring the chaos that's needed. They just need to have the confidence to be able to deliver it. We see Team Nemesis, though, on that rotation round in that northeast corner. The same rotation they do all the time. And again, for some reason, teams give them so much space here.
Yeah, this is, as you say, it's textbook, right? They did actually fall quite early in a game doing this same rotation when we had one of these circles going over towards the east in the last 2 weeks. But they kind of got barrier teamed off. So I guess there has been moments where people have given them space, and then there's been that one moment where people didn't give them space, and then they kind of bowed out early. So I guess there is even kind of examples of it being shown that you can hold this team out, even though they are very good at the moment.
Just surprised me that they always seem to catch a kill, one or two. Oh, here we go. Example. Doing what Example he wants to do. Be creative. Here's one thing that we've clocked from the scrims with Twisted Minds. A couple of things that they will go to a position, but you'll see one of them kind of play off to just a little bit further afield. So look at this. Example knows potentially if we see a shift coming back towards shelter, he might be in a position that's not available to be seen. Michael today in his stream was talking about using a pickaxe, make some dips, and leave the grass around because it's so hard to dig these players out.
Yeah, and the pre-creation of them means that you can get yourself so much cover. It does. You watched just then, if you've not seen this properly just yet, you're watching how slowly it actually does dig down, and to an extent, it actually digs slowly when you're digging forwards as well. However, if you've got time to prepare like this, gosh, you're giving yourself a lot of cover. Honestly, this is probably, there's been many changes that have come, be it the mortar, be it the Panzerfaust, be it the C4, be it all this stuff. I feel like this one might have the biggest potential ramifications down the line.
I feel like this is the silver line. I feel like PUBG have been working up. They brought all these other additional pieces you mentioned, right? And then this is the one that ties them all together, ties the Panzer, ties the mortar, ties the updates that we've seen. And the ability, do I think a pickaxe is going to make a big change? Oh, to late game. Not to that circle. Wow. Oh, wow. What a south shift. That does go back to that construction workers and the SAUL positioning. They're going to be happy with that. So unfortunately for Twisted Minds, all that preparation in and around shelter, well, they got warmed up, should we say.
Yeah, they might be crashing through towards copy and paste there and seeing what they can get done from there. But the problem persists that Team Virtus Pro, that had a bit of a magnet on them in our previous finals, has found that same magnet. They've got the middle of Milta at the moment and are doing all right for themselves. So who's going to be able to dislodge them is the question. As a few teams are going to try and go for a bit of a wide rotate. It's Nemesis on that big move on the east side at the moment. Looking to try and dip on in. I think they go all the way around and maybe look for compounds that aren't ideal, unfortunately. I think they're going to be able to try and take some of those because of the potentials of shifts away from water. But it does keep them in the game for now.
Navi on that south side, we saw from the map, and we've got Team Nemesis rotating their way around on the east. So they've gone in and around, sort of that Milta power. Interesting to see where they go. Twisted Minds obviously made the aggressive play down that, forced teams away from them, forced them into sort of that Milta. As you mentioned, obviously VP has already situated out. I think these teams, especially the ones with the depth of knowledge, will know, hey, there's a lot of water here. Let's wait for that kind of phase 4. Let's see if we can ride the storm a little bit now, because it should be playing back towards us.
Should be. The Mythov taking some trenches as well, just north of the circle. It's a good spot actually for the moment, but they're going to have to be very careful about any teams encroaching on their area. Because unfortunately, when these kind of trenches are in play, if you do start getting naded, those trenches feel like nade bait. They will settle right next to you. If you're in those kinds of positions, and there's no much way of being able to get out. And if you do actually want to get away from the nades, you're kind of leaving yourself to an exposed angle where you're going to get shot at. So it gets a bit scary.
So it's going to be scary, and also what's scary is the update and the addition with the BRDM to be able to trench their way down and keep that into cover. Scav leading the charge, as you might find the reinforcements might boost them up this hill, as they will come in kind of from that north to northwest side. Still outside of the zone here. They do have Twisted Minds obviously ahead, but they do have an element of space as well. They can kind of play in and around that dip towards. Oh, they're not going to give him the helping hands up the hill. Scav will be left struggling.
Just left him be.
We'll give him a push.
We'll slow down around you, I guess, and just kind of do a little bit of sharking and see what's going on. There's a red zone on them. They'll have to move on out of that, but the red zone's not going to have too much impact on the fact that, again, these red zones will start opening up craters if they get placed in important places, which makes the terrain a little bit more dynamic in that certain spot. That's going to be the case. Noddy going off for a res, seeing what he's up to. Okay, so he only needs the 1 res, so I was curious about the timer, and then I looked at it's only a 1 res, so it's okay. So where are they coming in from? Okay, northwest side.
Yeah, just outside that compound by shelter, northwest. And send obviously with that south rotation round. They've now pitched themselves just on that sort of south side of France. Good hold for them. They do get caught out sometimes, so I'm a bit worried at the moment. Not too much, but I think they, again, will be a team looking more in towards land because they are neighbouring onto that waterfront.
Yeah, they are. It's the colours of all the teams are throwing me off on the map. I'm like, Ascender's blue, Navi is green, Twisted Minds is orange. It's very unusual. But anyway, and Hive is purple. Okay. They've got themselves farm, and actually we shifted away. We've gone straight towards Milta here, so there's going to be a lot of movement having to happen right here, right now for some of these teams. I won't be surprised if a good majority of these teams try and crash into Milta. Really depends on those edge positions and who's got the hold on.
Here we go. It's game number 1. It's going to crash. Looks like Bushido Wildcats get the better. Not just 1, but 2, 3. Reinforcements will come in. Komarko is down. And they stack up. And they knock over construction workers. But they had a price to pay for it.
Yeah, Crossbow doing a lot of work against that. Odin actually dealt with Code Marco on the distance. So now there's only 1 res that they can't get off. Maybe we can get a Metabay. No, he is taking shots as well. There's no way we're getting over to him in time to be able to get him up. It looks like Christian only knocks loot. Over on the other side as well here. Now that Twisted Minds wanted to make a move, but they were greeted in kind by a team, just rotating on around them, being Yoga Benito. So we're just getting out of dodge here for Batulans, sending it on forwards to the rest of the team, see what we can get done.
Yeah, they're playing for zone now. Interesting, construction workers went down. That was their home turf. They weren't ready for the wave of bodies that were coming their way. Twisted Minds might want to try and pop some of these smokes out and use those pickaxes to dig down. SAUL and Team Nemesis on the other side here, James, again, riding the wave. Everyone else is kind of sent ahead of them and left them open train.
It's going to be a tough one here. This is not ideal for all of the teams to have to go into for our Circle 1. S2G, far north in Mansion, is going to be going for an emergency pickup. Okay, so I mean, I feel like there's only one place they're going to go. I feel like it's only Milter. But the thing is that surely they're going to have like 20 gun barrels looking at them as they come down.
You know it's going to be really calm for them as well. It's going to just stop, like in a wonderful morning with beautiful blue skies and S2G just descending from the heavens. Because at the moment, no one's really crashing. Everyone's already moved. I think they've mistimed this.
We'll see. This is, yeah, it's about to happen. People are looking in the skies at the moment. It's just us here. Just to know if anybody's going to be moving on them. This is on the north side of them, shooting them a little bit. Habibi's already been knocked. Bit of a wild spray there from He-Man to try and do something about Arton. And the boys trying to send some nades forwards, not really being able to bury themselves in just yet, but Arton does go down to just us as he was pushing them around the left-hand side here.
A good rotation round for him. He's found that confirmation as well. Onto he is down. Payne's got the reinforcements though, but he is the final player here for this. The team that qualified on a placement points alone. They'll only be going down in 50. If he's going to play big on the top, finds one. Takes initial shots back the other way. Has to try and dig the information as he goes for the re-peek here, James. Finds the connection, but TMO, they've got a collapse on it.
Yeah, the whole time Payne was on 2 health, so he knew it was really desperate times and desperate measures. So he does go down. Fist done for the moment. He-Man is going to be also gone for the moment. I don't think they're going to have any opportunity to res him back up. It's just going to be too much a problem in the middle of a circle like this, especially with teams leapfrogging ahead of you. No Slack is already in a position here where they might reinforce us 4 and then try and make something work, but we shift just north of Milter. I mean, considering the previous circle and where this could have gone, there wasn't many options. So, yes, this kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense now. Again, it's a lot of that kind of north side still remains in. Hive needs to try and find the rotation in. Twisted Minds have been backing away from fight after fight here. They've not been ready. Now they're surrounded. The bees will surrender. Schengen finds Vitalius. Perfectix finds Mogul. As example, the spray goes through. Oh, it's Chris from the other side. We'll pick up Schengen.
Not bad at all. Yeah, if it's Chris can kind of confirm that, that would be good as well, and does get that confirmation for Ascent to be able to get a few more points on the board. They're on the west side of Milter at the moment, holding that on down here. As Twisted Minds is still looking to try and deal with as much as possible against Hive. He's already knocked Perfectix, shut down Perfectix as well, but it's Chris again with another steal. Good stuff here by him for Ascent to get a few more points on the board.
Yeah, great early points for them. Twisted Minds down to final body now. Example. It's not one to be underestimated. Hive also down bodies. I think at the moment he's just working out exactly how he's going to try and play in, because you say Team Ascend have visualization onto this, and he's run off the hill and needs to try and get into dip as quickly as he can. For example, just takes a moment, just take a breather.
A good molly. Oh no, it's too short. Never mind. Not a good molly. I take it all back. Although examples molly did work, and then Hive actually completely shut down now. Once again, it's Chris taking 3 of the members in this direction. So those buildings have really paid dividends here so far for Ascenders. They've been able to move in on that. And again, they're still kind of in part of that circle, right? So Nemesis is going to make a bit of a mad dash on the north side here of Milter, trying to go into these fields. But technically, the reworked fields, they look all right for the moment. There's a little bit of reprieve that you can take here, but that's a lot of damage stayed. I'm so sorry, mate. Hide, run.
Can run as quick as it can. Sometimes in the middle, he might get away with it. There is a little bow towards the field, and unfortunately, no, it doesn't quite work out. As the guys in the northwest, Team Vitality has got the information and the read onto them. So no breather, no let up, just for Team Nemesis.
I've seen a few times in the past, though, even with these rework fields, sometimes a team on the north side of this field can survive for quite a long time. It really does depend on how the teams coming in from off the North Hill will be favouring them. But we will see, as Molodoct is just trying to absolutely smash through those smokes at the moment. They're still in here and have a little bit of a split to S8UL across some locations. So it kind of gives them a path into Milter if they need it, where Bestalosh is in the south side. But they're not going to need it. Bestalosh will be heading north to rendezvous with the rest of the team alongside Phil first here on that 2-2 split. Akatori, what are you up to? Uh-oh. Look at these craters. They're interesting.
Looks like it was predetermined exactly where you want to go. What fire can be short for them? But he does peek up onto the top. But the high ground the guys have got. Zone has shifted again towards the north. So all these teams here, James, that committed towards Milter now have to consolidate on the edge, or they need to wrap their way around.
Yeah, they do. Katori's still kind of, I guess, range finding or seeing exactly what's going on, or did he even shoot? Yes, he did. It's way too far, unfortunately. Nail cop. No! No! The worst thing to see in the kill feed ever. Oh, this reminds me of the time Frost stood over my mortar when he said, hey, what does this do? And I'm like, no, Frost, move out of the way. And we all died.
The fact that these mortars are hitting exactly the same spot all the time, I feel like they're trying to dig their own trench to try and play from. Obviously, they've seen the smokes. They must know there's a team there, but it's not going to be the case here. Hakatori looking on, outside the zone, getting the cars ready to go. And again, mortar fire was from them. So we have to wait and see as they get ready now to position themselves into this late game.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if you can take the fight, win the fight, and be able to create yourself that dip later on and use that to your advantage, fantastic stuff. But the problem is there's another team ahead of them before they even get there. Jeez Louise, what is going on in this game?
What is
This
going on,
game
guys?
6. Ferris docking himself with a C4 for RV. They actually do take away the rest of Bushido Wildcats here. So they knew that they had to make this move against this team and then use that as a checkpoint to, I guess, try and take Nemesis' spot eventually with those mortars.
What an update we've had.
It's an interesting one.
Everything's being thrown at us at the moment. More fire, C4, positions getting hold. S8UL, their bodies up as they are on forward. They now move themselves towards them. And it's safety in the southeast corner. Vitality, we said they need a good start. And they're a team that builds momentum. Well, 7 kills here in game number 1 is looking strong for them.
Who gave Levante an MP5? This is illegal. I love that gun. And I assume it has literally 0 recoil in the hands of Levante. It does in mine, but it has negative recoil in his hands. Whoa, jeez Louise. Cristiani somehow, I think he took that nade to the body and then it bounced off of him and hit the other side a little bit deeper into the wall, so he survived. Good for him.
Hold on a moment. Beamy watching as SA2 right the way around. S2G just in front. Trying to find out Cristani though. He's going to try and go for the peak here. S2G will fall down. Grenade has that confirmation. Oh, he walks in.
Okay.
As S2G send a bit of a Hail Mary and it does pick up Cristani.
This is the curse of the city, isn't it? I mean, all of these teams committing to the city, even though we didn't know it was going to be moving out so far, and now they're kind of paying the price of having to move out of it. The circle goes straight north. Ascend has threaded the needle and been able to get into a fantastic spot after being on the west side of Milta here. Boostic, oh, of course, yeah, 500 damage. Boostic doing Boostic things. He doesn't even have any kills just yet, but he has such a huge impact on the lobby. Basically doesn't miss shots. As nades will go forwards to clear up. Look at this. Look at this.
This is what we were talking about.
This is the new PUBG. This is what we're going to watch as all of these teams are going to have to make the decision. Do we survive a little bit longer and create a little dip for ourselves, or do we save this for later to use it against players?
It's just about inside zone as well. He's just about inside zone. Spoke to Scav just before the games as well, and they mentioned they're going to try and take as many mortar fire, so maybe not the grenades that we've seen from Na'Vi, but they're going to be looking to try and take that. But it is now an element of judgment. Are you going to use the heavy utility to try and dig out a team and go into that late game and make that explosive finish that you need? Or are you going to use it to find your way into late game? And with everyone on the outside edge, with the city being given up, with that, no wonder why we're seeing Na'Vi use the utility to try and find a way out.
Yep. I mean, it's always going to be hard to get out of the north side of Milta anyway, with cars and smokes and things like that, but where are you going to go if all the places are actually taken, like the Nemesis location, for example? So you just got to make your own dips. As Spiro doing a bit of damage over in the distance here against them. Vitality in general, though, has had a really rocket up for a game like this. Look, I mean, they're just using the dips that they've already made here. It's really good stuff here by Na'Vi. They'll be adapting to the meta very quickly.
No way. Example's found his way in. Grenade goes off. He's deciding to send a fight between two. He swings off towards the other side. Isolating one. Beamy finds a grenade. Example has everyone against him, but no one's looking his way. He finds an opening one. The car's got the protection. Na'Vi, well, it's going to be corrected, but Boostic put a big punch against Twisted Minds.
That was ridiculous. It's like...
He's just throwing grenades.
I think it's an insane... Well, he had no options, but it's an insane ego play. Oh, I'm just going to fight 3 of the best teams in the world whilst just dancing alongside the field. Bloody hell. But yes, anyway, Mika trying to hold off SUL. They do have an MG3 in hand as well, so that is difficult if you actually want to make that peak happen. Good spray, though. Brilliant stuff by him. And on the other side of things, Boosting and Spear have shut down stage, so Nemesis's position is looking more and more precarious.
Everyone's fighting on the outside edge. Aries though, bounces back the other way. Mika still getting involved, does find grenades, but Aries finds 2 for the price of 1. S8UL, they're running the gauntlet. Mika will go down the spray, and Nemesis though somehow gets dug out, and they fall out in 8th place.
Yeah, Hakatori doing some stuff down towards the bottom. I guess he's got a new 111 at the end of his name. Does that mean 111 kills? Probably. But Killiakai will deny some of those. Jeez Louise, a great nade against Na'Vi. They're gone. This is a huge game here for Ascend. They've got the circle as well.
Rise up, Ascend. We're going to see all the motes start flying in chat at some point. But look, Ascend, as you said, they threaded the needle to the middle early. They've got all their utility. They've not had to use it all like Na'Vi to get ahead. And there's one downside to these dips, and it is that you are so close to the rest of your team. One grenade, like Killy just delivered, that's a massive impact to a team.
Yeah, for sure. I've been watching quite a few Ascend games in the previous week, seeing that they've been grinding together, even if it's just, you know, your normal pub games and stuff like that. They are definitely taking this very seriously, and maybe it pays off here already in game number 1. Scav in a BRDM, just chilling, you know.
MG.
It's a very Finnish play style. Get in the BRDM alone and have nobody near you at all times.
You can repair it as well. They've got an MG though, James. They've got an MG. Just delete it, get rid of it. But no, S8UL, they're going to send it towards the end game. They go around towards the south side, towards Ascend's position, though. They find a dip, they find the crevice. Ow. The smokes will come out of instant, but I worry, though, how much utility has Ascend got? But Ascend got other things than their mind. Correct, he finds Quizzy, and hello, my fan, puts down Beanie.
Yeah, Virtus going to get leapfrog forward here against Vitality, although that being said, Vitality gets annihilated. It's Sata doing a lot of damage here from the north side, and now No Slack has carved out a huge swathe of area up there, especially thanks to the fact that S8UL didn't think that they could actually stay on up there. Get away from that car. Crawling on away.
It's not what you expect. Second one will come in. It's going to be a third for Nixie, unfortunate. Nice use, though, taking away the opportunity that was produced by S8UL for him, but it's going to be the end of him, though. Crexy will find Keta. VP, our champions, though. On phase number 1, have to drive forwards, and they're running out of bodies, and quick.
How far do the trees go down into the ground? This is something I need to go and test. Like, putting some nades down there and seeing how far it actually goes down. But yes, we have still Ascend in, still trying to heal through that blue zone. Good stuff by it. Chris got an M249 in hand at the moment. I think No Slack is taking such a strong position on these eventual circles. It really depends if the circle does go their way. Of course, if they get forced out, then yeah, they're going to have to move. But they've got so much control on that northeast side. I think this surely should be their game if things don't go awry.
Okay, they just need to dig Ascend out these foxholes that they've sort of buried themselves around. But they got the high ground. They're now starting to find the kills. Great shots, though. Although we'll find one. The tree does go down on the ground. We're just seeing a little bit there, but how far? That's the big question for chat. IXE's trying to find out for us as he continues to dig his way down. As he doesn't have a helmet, so maybe a little bit more depth into the burrows or angle will help him out. Okay.
Killiakai and the boys here. It's Chris. It's
oh, that's a landmine.
Yeah, want none of that. Good old Keter as well. Trying to throw a few more nades forwards here to try and get rid of the problem that is behind them, the thorn in their side, the tick that's trying to burrow in behind them in Beamy. As another nade goes down. How did Killiakai not take anything from that? Okay.
I think he went underneath the car.
He might have, yeah.
What is he? Yeah. Interesting that all these teams have put cars really close to the outside of their little foxholes. Scav, with the tank, will move around towards that sort of north side again. And with that scout, he hasn't got the helmet again. So they've taken, again, huge amounts of damage here. But they've got the bodies now to throw this. They're up with 4. We've got 4 versus 3 versus 2 versus no more with Beamy as he's one and done.
Yeah. And there was a shield. I just kind of glanced at the map and then looked back and I was like, ooh. But yeah, a shield there. Thanks, Avenger. Sata and the boys here for No Slack. Surely you should have this in the bag, is the question. But now Ascend is moving around on this western side, seeing if they can find a little bit of an opportunity. There is a world where No Slack becomes the first team engaging, and then a 3v2v4, even if you're the 4, it's not necessarily the best of situations to be engaging first.
Also interested to see if the BRDM just drives over these little foxholes. But again, that's what Michael was talking about. See how the trenches there and the grass? It's really hard to figure out exactly where they are. They need the utility. How much has No Slacks expelled? Keta using the smoke. He's going to go up towards that tree. And he's going to use the time to stick himself a new foxhole. And he'll find safety right by the next tree.
Yeah, well, I think one game into PUC, we really answered the question, didn't we? How many pickaxes are we going to see? The answer is yes. I think that it's a very EMEA playstyle, I think, as well, though. Right? Just dig yourself in. Go, let me move on away. He's got a good spray there. Scarf shutting down Molodog. There's only one left. It's only a doozy. With a FAMAS mind, but I think he's gone soon. Oh, they shut down its Chris as well.
Yes, that's on the other side. Taking multiple fights.
Ugh.
Trying to step out. Scav's got to be careful. He's got that left peek. Adusi uses the time just to move his way forward, and they use the opportunity to nail in a grenade. Scav's going to use the opportunity. The gravity and BRDMs. Oh, it did go over the soft fin, but the back wheels will flat him in. Adusi, he's out from S8UL, and it's just Keta. One foxhole remains. 4 bodies from No Slack, and it has been answered. How deep can you dig? You can dig pretty deep here on Erangel.
And No Slack gets themselves the first victory. As soon as S8UL moved from that northeast side and didn't do anything about the BRDM, I felt like No Slack had a huge opportunity here, and they take it with both hands, Mark, and shake it up for the first game.
What a game. What a game to start with. We've had the goes in towards the inside, already gone up on the outs. Sonny goes back towards the wide. Here's the shots as he swings his way around, and he does find it. Levante goes down as he had to reload.
Will the reinforcements come in time? Cristiani did not feel like staying out there for the finish off of the flush. Gedrox takes to the roofs. And a little bit exposed there, so has to take some cover. Hello, my bad. Panzerfaust! Oh, okay, God. Shotgun before the Panzer even goes off. Lovely.
Lovely crouch shot as well. Denied the opportunity for that Panzer. Jogo Benito taking the driving seat now forward away from Team Vitality, who started things off. And again, more points than they got last week on phase number 1, but definitely a full stop towards the momentum. They have to try and dig out. Castani finds Jedrox, and it seems and feels like a one-man army here from Jogo Benito.
I mean, this is the thing, right? They didn't make it through to the finals in the last one, but I guarantee you, after talking to some of the teams, some of the players and stuff like that, they do not take Jogo Benito lightly. So if they get into the finals, you know that there's still an extra threat there lying in wait. And the circle favors these kind of fights as well. So Jogo Benito's getting off like a bandit right now, and Quizzy's running away like a bandit.
He's running into danger though. Cruz, see, with construction workers situate themselves out. They have played towards that west. Ascend obviously dropped towards Oasis. They've obviously played instantly towards that high ground on the west as well. Good play from them. That's going to give them a lot of information from these teams that are going to try and flood their way through water treatment. Rest of these teams are on the move, and it is going to be down. Quizzy cannot avoid cars. Quizzy goes head to head, and unfortunately for him, he will fall though as he clashes with Crossberg, but clashes his way out.
I think it's no good options because he was in the bus of all things, right?
Just avoid it though, it's huge, avoid it.
Well, yeah, that happened. All right, so from 0 to 0, unfortunately for Vitality. I said, well, from 0 to 1 point. You'll get your 1 point here for taking down the Jogo Benito player. But somehow, some way, they're coming into exactly the same compound, S2G and Hive. They could swap colors actually, and it would be perfect, but there's Hive's purple and S2G's in this interesting Hive color. But anyway, it looks like that's the battle of the colors for the moment as Mogor start things off well. So S2G just loses a player. I wonder if they took the blue chip.
I mean, they do grab and go. Why wouldn't you? And they've got the cars to expel it as well. So I think it was more of a park up in a dip, get a pickup. S2G find the compound. They find safety now. Some of these teams sort of rotating their way in. Store, again, team's not moving yet. No Slack, Store and El Pozo, they're not moving. Twisted Minds just got shifting now. Team Nemesis down by the port in the southeast corner. Again, not quite shifting just yet. Not in a rush to get to the northeast corner.
No. And I think also when a circle like this, if you're looking at some of these teams rotating on the far east side, or even teams kind of coming in from the far west, I'm not totally opposed to like an emergency pickup and going far northeast of this circle and just trying to find vehicles up there either. Like that could also work here. There are definitely options available because you know that there's not going to be anybody up near where Campo Militar is, where Tierra Bronca is, etc.
No, and then we're getting that zone shifts back towards that northeast. That'd be amazing. Campo Militar, I think I've seen one, but very, very rare based upon its location.
Yeah,
even if it goes back towards Cruz, I think it's going to be quite difficult because I think we are going to see more of these teams sort of situate central, down central to central southwest. So if we do get that, it does mean we're going to get that kind of migration, that kind of chaos in that phase 3.
Cool to check in with Bushido Wildcats, the only Turkish representative that was able to get into the final prior. And they're looking to do it once again here. As currently 6 points on the board, not too much to their name, but of course they did find a wild Quizzy rummaging through the bushes there for a second and take a cheeky point to start things off, which they'll take. They'll be happy with that.
They definitely will. Excel now coming up. Ricardo taking that main road up towards Hacienda. They're going to be following him from our Twisted Minds, who are just ahead of him now as they sort of drop around that power grid area. So no change really to a lot of these people. As you mentioned, no Everlong. So a free take again for Excel.
Yeah, so weird. So every other region, it's like, we're Falcons, we're the big dogs, we're going to be going there. And then like, oh yeah, H-Win's left our team. Oh, we're going to challenge them on there. Ha ha ha, lol. And then, you know, in China, PCL as well, you've always got 17 then the like.
17.
And then you come to EMEA, it's like, yeah, bugger it. We'll go elsewhere.
It's the gentleman way. You can have it. No, you have it. No, you have it. It's fine. You're the new guys here. You take it. It's such an advantage, though. For majority of the time, we do see some of these zones on the outside like this one, so it wouldn't be an advantage here, but majority of the time, it is. Most of our teams are now in the zone. For no slack, they are traversing the high ground out on the west side. The Scav just trying to test out the suspension of the car.
Yeah, but you're going to need to be prior. It was such a win because they've got Simon back up, right? So they're into water treatment. There's probably loot there for him. He should be able to get geared up and good to go. Like, that's such a win off of the vitality engagement that was going down. And they didn't even start off with the advantage, really. As we were mentioning, right? That's the problem. I said in inverted commas, that's the problem with going for cars a little bit further. You're going to lose somebody, but then they were able to win it out anyway. Cristiano looking fantastic with that shotgun. Speaking of testing suspension, it's I hate driving over these hills with this car.
It sounds good, doesn't look good. Best luck those keeping it in the right direction, unlike me, especially in ranked. I tend to end up doing 180s, especially coming down. Rest of the VP, interesting. We've got the hidey of the cameras, as they don't want to give up away their secrets just yet. Oh, can't park there, mate.
No, I guess he's got wedged. That's unfortunate. So all the suspension testing, and in the end, made a little triangle.
SAUL, they was top of the tables in the last week on phase number 1. Yep. I was impressed. They came out. I think there's a big expectation. They've got a massive following. We know them from BB team and strong, but is it a case that they always need to have the finals? Do they need that to get through and get those zones and transition into late game? I think they're going to put a bit of weight on their shoulders this week. Like they've got to get away. They've got to find the position, even if they can't get the zones.
I think S8UL fans can rest easy and peaceful in the knowledge that if they'd have had a better day 1 in the final, they'd have been challenging for number 1, basically. Like, it was only really that first day that really dragged them down. And again, you know, you mentioned it at the start of the day, that they were really chasing circles, and it really did hinder them quite a lot. So, and days 2 and 3 looked great, honestly, for S8UL. So hopefully if they can string 3 days together, then all the S8UL fans will be very happy with the fact that they could potentially win themselves a championship here alongside Virtus Pro.
Definitely a team that I'd have up there as a contender to win. So, and a contender to keep the pressure and apply the pressure to Virtus Pros, who've now made their way in towards zone. Couple of seconds before we see where this goes. We obviously got unplayable in the top, but it shifts heavy back towards Oasis. It's a bank holiday weekend here, and it might be the Oasis for a lot of people, but it's a great shift for Team Ascend.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's a bank holiday in Germany because they do things by the rules, and I'm not. It might be. So let's see if the rich get richer up on the top of the hills. Which technically, I love this. I love playing this compound, but again. at this lobby, so many teams know how to negate those lines of sight. So let's see how the teams are going to position around it. Not only Ascend get richer, but No Slack will get richer as well from this position.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be about how much noise can Ascend make, because that south approach, you know, if you want to hit that higher ground, you come on that south side. So teams might try and rotate around, and you've got the likes of Jocko Benito, you've got the likes of Twisted Minds already there. Hive, though, have the likes, though, of construction workers. And it's a Famis in the hand. Dante hits a spray, hits the second spray, and he puts him down. Nail it, ball full, and he drops shots. Oh my God, no, it comes from the other side. Schengen helping out.
Yeah, decent help there indeed, and we'll actually be able to flush him completely out. Vex down and out. Construction workers getting absolutely bodied on this moment. The Mythov was looking to have a little bit of approach on it as well, seeing what was going on, but I think they realize now the fight is done. They are leaving from there, and Justice is still peeking on over. Do not get knocked. If you get knocked, the rest of your team has already left here, my friend.
Yeah, with the car taking a couple of shots, he needs to keep that active as well, so he's going to take the safety in the dip. SAUL coming in from that east side has exposed. And I think that's a bit more of a call from the team, as you have to trust the comms. He now finds himself in the safety of the compound.
Yeah, you had to leave. There's no other way about it, right? Be it another team crashing this position, you need all the bodies you can get. Be it SAUL going to be able to steal you away if you did get knocked by Hive. For some reason, Perfectix takes a bit of damage there from the distance against Vard, but already shut down Nixie, our MVP of the previous phase, basically. Once again, of course, because he's Nixie. He was the MVP of PGS3, and he looked amazing in PEC. He always looks amazing. What am I talking about?
He always does look amazing. As Sheila peeps CCI next to his death. I ain't even going to try, mate. Beep, see you next there.
Yep.
STG finds safety for now, as they might get digging by the hollowy tree. And No Slack, as you mentioned, is a team which will position. I'm really intrigued, and I've not seen this yet in scrims, but actually they always dig right by the cars. Are they trying to shoot underneath the cars? That's what I'm interested to see if a push comes in. Are they exposing more angles?
Yeah, there's definitely room for it, right, to be able to shoot underneath the car and have that. But I mean, it's a little harder to spot for opposing teams, I guess, as well. But it just provides you perfect cover. If you go up against a tree and the car's on the other side as well, it gives you more cover to also to be able to dig. So it's multiple fold. I think you're dead on the money with what you're saying, Mark.
It's like a window, like a little letterbox. And if you suppose you get those initial shots in from a team that's sort of pushing you, yeah, great. Can you get the angles you want all the time? Maybe not, but I'm waiting and watching, and I think we're going to see these kind of styles of play, this creativity come from these players.
Like a mini bunker that you can play with for the moment, little letterbox bunker. But Slapson going to be throwing some mortars, technically in the direction of Cristiani, but I guess he's spotting for him.
Hopefully.
I didn't quite see the range on it. I wasn't paying full attention.
Oh, we've got another shift as well, and look at that, it's shifted again. We've got northwest, one more time. So Ascend now on the outside, No Slack on the south side, and Na'Vi have kept their noses completely clean as they go all the way around that sort of east side, coming on the north, and there is no one stopping their approach.
Yeah, I love that move by Na'Vi. And of course, as always, when you look at this terrain, it's a little bit deceptive as to kind of the high ground, low ground dynamics of just that south of Oasis. Technically, it's a bit more open for these teams to try and kind of actually fight against. You can see it now from a little bit of a bird's eye view as Corexy and the boys are going to be just parachuting on in. Yeah, a lot of teams can exist in here. And, Beamy gets knocked by Boostic. Everybody was shooting their way for the moment, and Beamy does get confirmed. So, Corexy, I see a pickaxe in hand.
He doesn't need pickaxes when he's got dynamite, and he does apply the dynamite pretty quickly. It's not just a hole, it's a trench now for him. It's going to give him some cover from Na'Vi. And again, he's had to make a call. He's had 4 grenades. He's got 3 smokes in his back pocket. He's had to expel half of the potential utility for him to try and get out.
What's totally intriguing is the fact that dips like he just created used to be a dime a dozen for very, very rare, even I should say, for some of these positions and stuff like that. But now you can just create them as quickly as he did. So that was hugely impactful against the shots and the angle that Boostic actually had on him there. And now he's completely covered. So good for him.
Is he going for, I was about to say, is he going between Vis or VP? He's going VP now. At the 400, I was going for Vis. But
250 is too far for VP.
Yeah.
So
I thought I might hit this because they're in the compound a little bit further in that direction, but not the case. Can he find a gift? He's not, but he's going to be the gift that keeps on giving, and a potential if Corexia needs a new hole. He's now got one just next to him.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that might be good.
That's good.
50 meters less, actually, 46 meters less, actually might be on the money there. Maybe a little bit closer to Hakatori compared to where he wants it. Okay. Oh, so close.
Oh, Corexia, quick. You gotta juggle this one. There's one more.
10
They've got
meters.
4 left.
No.
He's got 3 now remaining. Does he just barrage him? He's gonna barrage it. He's not giving the option. He takes a headshot from the other side.
Jeez.
He has to find safety in Hakatori. He only puts 2 of the mortars in the air, and Corexia is using the advantage that he can. There's 1, there's 2, and now VP have borderline a massive fortification to play with.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there for Hakatori because he got beaten by the variance of the mortar fire, right? We watched all 3 of those shots be 204 meters, but it's got a bit of variance in how actually it flies. Another 204. He knows it's on the money. It just needs to land.
And Gracie knows it's coming his way. He's on the run. Nope, that would have been perfect, though. It would have been perfect. He's watching the other one take some damage, but it's not going to be enough. And that's the next build. And it's Chris, though. The shots go through. Perfectix pulls the trigger. He's going to force. It's Chris. Well, he loves an early kill, and he's looking for some more now.
Well, this is a disaster for Twisted Minds. I can't believe it here. It's Chris in this end doing a ton of work against them, but it comes at the behest of that Panzerfaust friendly fire. Can Twisted Minds do a little bit more, survive a little bit more? Batulin's on the distance here. He's knocked in the blue, so he's not going to be able to join this anytime soon. It's all on one member in here against Twisted Minds. All right, his example, though, double nade. Will he be able to get more done?
This might be one member, but this guy is a god. As he puts his Chris down, example. It's now finding the grenades he wanted from before. He's going to make the charge out. The call B does go for the scout, and Ascend get unpicked, though, from the god himself.
Okay, T-Bone, it's all on you now, because if not, if you don't do something about this, example's just taken 3 of your team with 2 nades alone, as he will take a bit of blue damage here. T-Bone's just holding out on the little bit of a high ground just above this compound as well, knowing that eventually, example, you have to leave. But the longer this takes, his teammates are going to get flushed. Angled grip as well, of course, in now, and it is a beast. It is strong. I do love it.
It is good. I'm enjoying that half grip as well. Oh.
Yeah.
Right, so example. It's running out. T-Bone never leaves a man behind as he charges into danger. And knows that he needs to put the kill leader from game number 1 back up on his feet. Because the zone, it is phase 4. This is going to tickle. Run, Chris!
Yeah. At the same time, SAUL completely out as well. 15th place for them. Example's going to want to try and finish off the rest of Ascend as he's coming in from that side. He did have 9 first aid kits, though, so he's got a little bit of time on his side here, for example. Try and get himself some more points on the board. Hakatori and Spiro against Hive. Hive moved in north of Na'Vi, but Na'Vi had a big firing line set up, ready to go for anybody that was going to move on to their spot.
You've got to remember their rotation. They know it's clear. Now they want to focus and ensure no one else follows that same path they do, and that Na'Vi are doing the right thing. Good position, good hold. Let's see if they can continue on here. Back towards the other side, though. Construction workers didn't have the best start. They got Clash, but they got the numbers back up, so they're back to a 4. Bushido Wildcats. For Fex, he knows he's down below, but he hasn't got the vest, and he has to be cautious. If he peeks over, the opportunities come on the other side, and Code Marco was waiting. Knocked, no helmet, no vest, and Fex is down.
Yeah, they were working with nothing as well. Nail Up's got no helmet as well. That was annihilation coming in there from Bushido Wildcats. Another nade forwards here, trying to shut down them. They do have a P90 in hand, and it's on Vard, the clutch master himself for construction workers. What can they get done? That nade's going miles, jeez. Let's see if Bushido Wildcats can do anything more against this. A little bit of an airburst. 24 damage against Vard. You do want to shut him down, all things considered. With the P90 in hand, goes a little far. He's still alive somehow.
Nemesis is full. Again, a team like Na'Vi rotating their way around the top. Bushido Wildcats throwing grenades around like it's candies. They've got so many they've expelled and found nothing. They might need to rely on the shots. Construction workers now back to a 4-man. Vard has a level 3 helmet and a vest with that P90 in the back pocket. Knows Meta Bay is in front, but they're running out of train here, James. They have to commit to going over the top.
Those shots for a second do reveal Vard's exact location, just for a tire alone, but wanting to limit a little bit of Bushido Wildcats opportunities here. Maybe also bring the profile a little bit lower on that vehicle so he can get some shots against him on the backside of it. Chris also looking towards this fight as well. Vard is now down. Metabase shut him down. And it's Chris here with the ump of all things. Tries to go for a little bit of a play. But Pixelate does turn around and be able to shut him down as well. But for construction workers, I don't know much more they're going to be able to do here.
So many teams here. Obviously, Ascend have come in, Bushido Wildcats. We've seen construction workers. Don't forget about Example. He's going to come swinging out from the blue shortly. And TMO. And the zone is shifted again towards the northwest. Komarko, has a couple of shots. 1 kill already confirmed for him. As he knows he's got danger lurking close. As Metabay, well, he's waiting for the gully. He's waiting for TMO to appear.
The dungeons lurking everywhere, because Example also was able to get a steel wall. This was going down. The construction workers is off, though. They've only got themselves 2 points to their name. And now the myth of trying to dance on through some of these smokes and come in behind this to see what they can get done against not a bad nade at all. Still 4 first aids remain, for Example. It's gone. Oh, another 40-40. Jeez Louise. Come on, Justice. Let's see if we can get a finish off here.
T-Bone finds another point, though, as he gets one, and TMO goes down. He swings back the other way, but it's going to be there. T-Bone, though, he's farming, he's clearing up what's remaining, but Example is stealing. But did he cost his life, though, during it? I think he's got enough time on the clock. Yeah. He should be able to get this med off.
Yep, not bad at all. 4 kills go the way of Example, so as much as Twisted Mind's kind of in the bin here for this one, it's still a great salvage here. Good shots by Celtic, though, being able to shut down that annoyance in the back lines. They've done so much work against Bushido Wildcats and all the other teams that actually were able to crash in on this, but Bushido Wildcats survives in the end. 5 kills go their way. And Na'Vi, meanwhile, on the other side of the circle, the complete polar opposite side of the circle, is just having a field day with this.
Yeah, keep an eye on them on the map. They've cleared everyone on that sort of north side. Now they're focusing back to the game plan, this late game, and obviously with the zone coming back their way was good. They can get rid of Solo. It's going to help him out. It's going to give him that whole ledge to try and play from. As everyone else, though, he's struggling. I'm interested to see what we see from this.
Yep, they have yet to play their hand truly. As now shut down here, S2G in that little shack. Harvey's going to be able to play this location quite handedly here for this Yoga Benito, as well as No Slack. No Slack's actually going for a send, leaving IEXE here for a second. He is down, though. Oh, little bit of a shame. He ducked into the car. I wonder if he was going to be the next one to try and drive away, but there's no wheels on that car anyway. It was always going to be hard to get away from that. And now Scab's been knocked on the other side. That's a lot of nades. Holy moly.
It just tells me they don't know how many are here. They know they were here, but they didn't get the count right, and they've just extinguished huge amounts of potential for them late game. Or they look at this going, there is no way we're going to survive on this side of the mountain.
Yeah, and I think No Slack also realized that a little bit earlier than what was going on there. Maybe Yoga Benito has no vehicles anyway. Okay, they do have a few, so maybe they're going to try and go for it. But No Slack was like, okay, we cannot stay on this side of the road, I suppose, considering the fight and how easy we are nadeable against Yoga Benito, so we have to leave. Maybe that's going to get them into a top 4. We'll see.
We will see for now. This leaving the compound, running the road now as they migrate towards that sort of west side. Akatori does find Noddy. Spyro looking to try and find as many as he can. Ferris, though, gets Schengen. Spyro does get Noddy confirmation. Akatori will put Simon down. Yoga Benito running around like ants as they find another car. Slaven has to send forward.
And Navi's just actually ruining this lobby at the moment as well, though. They're just shooting at everything that moves and taking it down. 11 kills go the way of the Navi boys at the moment. Kovalevi also down to Boostic. If he thought he did a lot of damage in the previous game, let's just wait until we see what's coming out of the other side of this one for Navi. No Slack. Gonna get bombarded here, Mark.
They are. Did you see as well that Boostic's got a C4 in his back pocket? So let's see how Na'Vi might try and end this game. Hakatori at the moment wants to end it with the good old bullets. 5.56 though, and he gets one, but Slaven gets the steal. So Yoga Benito making something happen from their position.
Hakatori with 700 damage now, looking across the way. Still technically Virtus Pro is still alive, a bit east of them, I should say. And X-Howl managing to survive along the roadside. It's not the easiest of tasks that you've set up for yourself here, but they are making it work with a little bit of a car for some deployable cover as well, and even more that they're going to be able to throw on forwards for this. So they're really fortifying the position. There we are, the good old pickaxe. All right, get
dig your way to the bottom.
Yeah.
What if you dig tunnels? Oh, it's a team that's tunneling their way to the top, but it's a fight between NoSlack and Na'Vi. 22 points for one, 20 for the other. And Na'Vi, well, they've unleashed themselves as they charge their way forward. They can hear the fight between this, and now Boostic sees one. The spray goes through, but he doesn't get the connection, and he stands strong here as Habibi fires back.
Yeah, knows when to back off, and that's mature, right? Don't commit too much for the spray, especially when you've revealed your position. There's going to be other people looking your way. Spiro does hit Habibi, though, with a nade, and that really start to open things up against them. Scav's also digging in the distance. Everyone's got the pickaxe now.
Dig.
We're never going to see the end of it anymore. As for Boostic and Spiro leading the charge here, looking to try and completely shut down this approach. That's a good nade.
Oh, no.
Oh, it bounces too far.
At least it bounces fair enough. He might be able to try and get that. Second one will come through. He gets caught by one of the players. Dog headshot. And it does get a confirmation. Habibi's down on two, though. Takes the header on as Habibi will say goodnight here. And it looks like Jocko Benito maybe trying to find another one. And it does. Another kill goes on the board. That's 5. As they will find themselves now total 6 kills.
Any tour groups coming through these maps afterwards are going to be like, are these the footsteps of giants? What actually happened in a lot of these areas? It is ridiculous. You may as well be giants if you're Na'Vi. PGS2 champions here, taking down Curexy, the PGS3 champion, as they are looking to absolutely stomp the rest of the lobby right now here. And the only matter of resistance that exists on their side of the circle, I mean, they have positions where they can play just above teams and then be able to shut them down as well. So it's looking good for Na'Vi.
Pains using the Dorito seems to be a thing of the past at the moment. That might be the only thing that keeps him alive, especially for Jocko Benito. Zone has shifted back towards his way. Vis now under pressure as he looks to the heavens to find any cover. And now comes a molly. Not just one, but there's 2, 14 kills. The car's on fire and Pain crawls himself back into the hole.
Yeah, I did see it. I do wonder how much damage Na'Vi's done throughout this game, because like every single one of them's on like at least 600, 700, 800, 900 almost damage here. Na'Vi might end up setting a tournament record, at least with this phase of PEC already. 14 kills to their name. There's plenty more on the board for them to take away. Pains, though, decides to shut down Spiro. He really went aggressive on that one. He knew the only thing he could get from the rest of this game is maybe a knock on a flush, and he was able to get it.
Have NoSlack really got no kills? Surely not. 23 points. Na'Vi closed the gap in the game with 14. Jocko Benito taking a lot of steals.
I think when they had to send it across the other side of the road, they were just like, well, okay, this is all we've got.
This is exactly what we do. Oh, do you know what you could do? Park the car on top there, Scav. You'll be well covered, mate, if you're there. As, I fear, unfortunately for him, Na'Vi are scouting their way forward. But can they even see the dip? Boost if he goes on the high ground, maybe, but he might travel past. Ah, Scam peekaboo, whack-a-mole. He whacks one, Boostic will fall. Ferris now knows their danger close. Goes over the top and oh no, Cristani from Jocko Benito has the opportunity to put the final blow in towards NoSlack.
Yeah, suddenly this became like a 1-2-2-2-1, whatever we're seeing at here. Like Na'Vi had 4 strong, but then they were sniped. They were stabbed in the back by some of these individual plays, by Pains, by the likes of Scav here up at the top. So now it opens up the room here for the other side of the road to have a bigger impact on this game. Exhal got the res off, I think, on the other side of the road, so there should be 3 here in a moment.
Do you know what's really crazy? I know it sounded bad, but I didn't even clock the Exhales here. That's bad, right? Because Na'Vi have been completely clear in this side, and they've just been sitting there calmly. They're losing numbers. They're down to 2 at the moment. Pains is going to try and take a long shot. He lines it up, goes for the skyrocket as it goes through. There's always a way if you dream and you believe. But Pains will wait. It's just over their heads as Jocko Benito fight to start another day.
You know, that wasn't bad. That was not bad. But yeah, for Exhal, right, I think that they did the strategy, which I do actually like in PUBG a lot, which is like when there's a valley and you know that teams are on both sides of the valley, you kind of sneak in between them into the middle of the valley and everybody's going to shoot across at one another and completely ignore you until the very end. And that's kind of what's happened for Hal here.
Yeah, well, they're running for the placements at the moment.
Until now.
The car forts are going. They haven't dug down. They've used the old school method of doing it. Car will explode. Now it finds a crater. Exhale find themselves some opportunity. And Jocko Benito, confirmation and more shots coming back.
It's a huge game for Jocko Benito. 9 kills at the moment here. And maybe even 10. Oh, actually, no, that was the placement point with Payne's actually going down. Never mind.
Yeah.
But what a game from 8 from Cristialni. And to think it all started from dealing with Vitality with a shotgun in the compound after they'd had the jump on them. What a game from Yoga Benito.
What point did they put? He's got no 7. He's got 32. He's sharing over 2. Do you go for maybe another kill, maybe another opportunity?
Maybe,
Can he even wait it out? I don't know, James.
I think you've just got to try and maybe shut down Exhal where they are at compared to where you are. Slaven now down here. And Ferris and the boys going to be moving on forwards against this. Moving the car forward a little bit here, though, as Flores as well as Nailcop. Just shut down him. Cristialni, though, if he's able to get that, that'd be 9 kills. If he could get 2 more somehow, please, please, please. I don't think it's going to happen. The Blues pushing you. But wow, what a game from Cristialni.
Even if he gets his res and denies the points, could be chaos. But yeah, 1-2. It's a good game. I'll still take it from Yoga Benito. Level of aggression, we don't normally see him in late game. They are all about the kills, and they started off this game, and now they ended in 3rd place.
Not bad at all. But it is Na'Vi, the PGS2 champions, that are staring down the barrel of another win here. 16 kills to their name.
Where's the C4?
If you have to rack it up, Fairest is technically the lowest on the damage on the team because Sphero died with about 600 and some, but he's still got 350. They have done massive numbers in this game. Goes for a mad spray. It's not going to work out. Hackstory shuts him down. Should be an easy 1-2 punch.
Oh, no! It's not quite. Oh, we got the off angle. Na'Vi do get the 1-2-3 punch. And there end it, James. 18 kills, 28 points. Oh, my days. 3k damage. What have we just watched?
Them coming in from that north side, holding it down and being able to greet any team in this game. But anyway, it's going to be match 3. It's time to take. Thank you very much, Mark, for joining us. It's me and Avenger to be able to bring you here. Game number 3, as we see all these teams try and adapt.
Yeah, it is. We also have to note that it's Chris stole 3 kills and lost 0. So that's also one of the reasons. The damage that you deal to knocked players does not contribute towards your total damage. It's only damage done on standing players before the Diabino. So, but here we are in Tego, James, and I gotta say, I've had a absurd amount of Tego in ranked. I think 70% of my games today was Tego. Absolutely insane. I love myself some Terminal, and the amount of kind of positions and areas that you get inside, and especially from where I really understand why Twisted Minds and the boys, they have been holding on to this kind of Twisted Minds split east of Terminal. You do really have everything in hand for that area. The only thing that is difficult to kind of get to is that far south side ones where you had to kind of traverse, but you only traverse kind of past Buksan Sa, and then you're already at Songam. So it's really a great spot where Twisted Minds have wrapped up to and kind of locked down on.
Yeah, and it isn't exactly... The funny thing about their drop spot, which I also appreciate, by the way, I think it's a good spot, all things considered, even though you've got, the likes of Terminal still hanging around, is it wasn't exactly the most... the straight away answer, right? They clearly workshopped it. They clearly workshopped the split, even though you got to do a little bit of a split here to be able to get away from some of those shots coming down in. A K2, I hate this gun.
Agreed.
But it's fine. It's like they workshopped it, and it's worked out great.
Yeah, that it comes with Tego having so much loot, right? There's even the small 1-2-story houses just has a great amount of loot, and you're able to, sure, you can scrap by, you can do some M249s, but also they want to kind of access themselves into every single position and every single first circle pop where they have a decent prior there. Like, they're never last. They're often top 3 first, sometimes 4th and 5th, but they still manage to find space and areas where they still get into a new compound and all right, we're fine. We have kind of the setup that we want. And also, it doesn't come into like myself, I love playing in a way where you have your perfect setup, but these guys are so good that they can parry anything. We've seen a lot of M249s, we've seen a lot of kind of non-prio guns where they still make it work, and then you kill one squad and boom, you take their stuff, right? That's really what Twisted Minds been great at. But yeah, looking at how their performance was in terms of the map performance, their maps was better though on Erangel and Miramar. They've really figured those 2 maps out though.
Yes, they have. And for these wildcard ones, which I guess I can't Can I call them wild
Yes.
cards anymore? So,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, okay, we can. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, hooray. If you look at this circle and you look at the positions that have favored other teams in these kinds of spots, it's been S8UL, man. We have seen these circles come down on Tego. S8UL has taken these kinds of compounds. They've been able to roll with them. They've been able to get wins from here. I said it before they got the win in the finals from this kind of circle, and then they got the win, admittedly against a bit of a wounded Virtus Pro. And I don't know. I think they can do it again. I think they're so good in this area, in these kinds of circles. So I'm keeping my eye on S8UL for this one because they need a bit of a bump up from the 8 points they already have.
Yeah, they can hopefully do well, do great here. Nixie, mutant here. He gets Mogar. Now we're gonna see some more shots kind of evolve, and especially here in Godok and how everything is evolving. And I agree. You guys said the best. These team colors are catching me off guard, guys.
What happened?
What's with the switch up? But yeah, obviously with how everything is lining up, and especially Virtus Pro though, they had on the 3 maps they had on Tego, they had 41 points. Like they were so good on both Rondo and Tego. Obviously, one of them was against the Twisted Minds guys, and they had a rough one for that one. But yeah, and now here in Hosan, it's looking like it's gonna get locked down, but there's so many areas we can really pull up on, and the southern side is now occupied here by Joga Pedido.
Yeah. If they just kind of hunker down against Bushido Wildcats, I think both teams could happily just sit there and reside there for a little bit of time. And there's Na'Vi, the absolute blenders of the lobby. 3,300 damage in the previous game. It's ludicrous how much this team can put out. And again, you flick over to Fairist and it's like, oh yeah, he's done 340 damage. That's pretty decent. And then you keep cycling through all the players. Oh my god, this is insane.
He even had 6 kills. Fairist had like one of his best games for the kills, efficiency, and the steals that he had in the last game here. So it was looking really good here. Now TMO. Hive is on the receiving end on so much here in him and gets Schengen. Yeah, Hive, that's so unfortunate for them not to be able to catch on to more here. But then again, James, nothing is done. Unless you're an RV, nothing is done. I would even go as far as saying no slack here. With 3 more games to go, James, there's they're so easy to get in and get 5, 6, 7 more points, and they're going to be completely fine here with 30+.
Yep, I think you're right. Even technically, anybody with 3 games left can be able to make this work. As X-Howl here, just kind of pottering on around, seeing where they want to go. I mean, technically on a circle like this, I'm very against the idea of like saying, okay, yeah, we're gonna go into Song Arm and just sit there for a second. It's like, no, I mean, let's go elsewhere and see what's actually available to us.
All right, this is the game. Oh, he left a Lynx.
Oh,
That's
Lynx.
Huge gun to leave behind.
Who's coming for it?
Effects maybe a Pixelic. Or they could put it in the car if they have a US. But yeah, they're getting gobbled up here, so that's going to be completely fine. And also, with their current spot, having the northern side swamp here is actually really great, especially as a first circle kind of area, because you have connections to everywhere. Like, you can go anywhere in the next circle pop, no matter how horrendous it is. And they're getting 3 out of their mind here. We're talking multiple 3 vests, 3 helmets. Let's see how many guns they end up getting here. That's going to be crazy. So is this the game for construction workers? Currently 2 points in 2 games. Now we're in our 3rd game here, James. I said I think they're going to do well here. They obviously didn't play as many scrims as maybe some of the other teams. Guys, come on. Just 1 scrim to get warmed up against the same teams you're playing. We want to.
Otherwise, they're going to be languishing in playoffs only and no finals throughout the year. Unfortunately for them, if they don't change their ideas a little bit. But the other teams clearly hungry for it, clearly voracious for it in some instances, right? You see No Slack and kind of what they've been able to do so far. AXE with a ginormous body, but just a really small head on top of that body. He must be extremely tall.
I'm thinking of a certain Photoshop now, but let's not share that. We talked about that yesterday. But I'll say this though, James. No Slack, we talked about it, like how well they're able to do in the last playoff. How well they're able to do in the last playoff. They've been able to elaborate and capitalize on that once again, right? These guys are smart. They're great shooters. A little bit surprising to see how well they're actually doing as a team here. Maybe It's just because they had an idea that PNC Finland might be back.
Yes. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yep. Yes, it does. Also, it kind of that angle for IEXE reminds me of the Colossal Titan. The first time I saw the Colossal Titan in Attack on Titan.
Right.
But
Does he have a small head?
the weebs will get that. Don't worry.
Does he have a small head as well?
Does he what? Sorry.
Does he have a small head as well, that Colossus?
Yeah. Well, yeah. He has a small head, but he's a ginormous Titan. He's very tall.
Right.
Very tall.
Right. That's
Yeah.
huge. Almost like some of the guys we have on some of the teams. There's some really tall guys, and that's sometimes an advantage. Not when you're flying, though. And these guys have been flying a lot. They're going to be flying out to PGS, to PNC, and to Esports World Cup as well the next coming few months here. So it's going to be busy time and busy schedule for these guys. So sitting here at home playing here in PEC is going to be great for them, and they're obviously enjoying that hometown. But it is stressful, especially playing a best of 5 here. Oh my God, Fairies, you found yourself a high ground spot and duck yourself.
That's illegal.
That's an illegal spot. Someone's not going to be able to see that if there's nothing close to. Look at that. That's actually really an illegal spot. Holy, he's got a bike too for cover.
What are we doing? Where are we going?
Whoa!
Okay. Whoa! The smallest little jump of all time, but at least he got some speed coming off the hill. Look at him go.
He's so fast.
Wow.
Back to the coop. Maybe get some loot here. Let's see.
Pack up the bike.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Maybe, pick the bike in the car. That's the thing, though, with the coop. When you have a bike in there, it's 70 capacity, and the coop only has 100, right? You only have space for one nade. Like, the coop can't really pack much. That's why I'm always driving UAC. Also, the UACs are almost unflippable, and that's really on par with both my driving, but also my teammates. So go for the USs. And look at that southern shift, James. We're close to a swamp here.
Though, he got that bike out of his bag, so he can tuck that back on in, and he's good to go. But yes, you're right. With this circle shift far southeast here, swamp still in play. But again, S8UL, man, the compounds that they are always in are dead center. They've got to be scared, though, I think, because there's going to be some teams crashing on forwards here. There's the potential that these splits actually get hit. Spiro just hit example as well. To Perfectix also down. Big Titans of the lobby at the moment going down to one another here on this rotate.
They got absolutely rolled by Boosting and Spiro. What happened there? Wow. To just absolutely destroy Twisted Minds like that. They only lost Hackatorio. Actually, only it's a big name to take out, though. But here, Tulin's coming down also. That's so unfortunate. He tried to do a drive-by, too. And that's Na'Vi getting 3 kills and going up against a team that's already qualified. That's what you get, because they don't care. Obviously, sure, there's some PGC points on the line. You want to still do well. You want to kind of win the lobby. But with how far they are already, James, it's not a team you kind of want to roll up on and try to do drive-bys on like that. Because they're going to commit.
Sorry, did Hackatorio just shoot Tullins out of the glider as well? But now Twisted Minds is gone. They're out. That's them done as quickly as that. It was Na'Vi and Virtus Pro of all teams to be able to shut them down. There's a world, Martin, where I'm thinking to myself, right, because we've got such good quality teams. Na'Vi, PGS2 champions, Virtus Pro, PGS3 champions. Does Twisted Minds ever get a look in again at number 1? They should, right? They should, in theory. But we've just got such insane quality now at the top.
Yeah, it's not uncontested anymore. It's actually crazy how good it is. And you gotta punish it. And here they did get punished. Also want to see some teams punish the 2-2 split, though, James. We have SZUL in the 2-2 splits. We have Jogo Bonito splitting 2-2. We have S2G also with some splits. No slack. There's so many teams, especially in Phase 2. And that's kind of the tendency we saw at the last playoffs as well. And I'm wondering if people are like, it's not really worth it. It's not worth it losing players for 4 versus 2 because someone else is just going to crash us. And that's really what the teams have been great at, the third-party crashes. And they're like, okay, the 2-2 splits are actually really worth it working out, especially in compounds. You can lock down as a 2-man, especially the 2 ones that SZUL has on the lockdown right now.
Yeah, for those Western teams, though, I'm a little bit concerned. Like, if you're in Hosan Prison for now, yeah, okay, it's like the Red Keep, and you've got your dragons flying around up above it, like Mr. Stratos himself. But, like, you're going to have to move from there eventually. So that's, I guess, what your good old dragon in the sky is trying to do. Where are you going to be going next? And usually it's into the swamp to try and figure something out. He does see teams rotating behind them. So they're making sure to fortify this location, push them off, and then try and get rid of any encroaching armies as they do try and move in on this. And also get that car out of the wall. Why is it stuck there? What's going on?
What do you reckon this is the best gun out of the glider? Like a high capacity DMR probably is the best one to do some damage and swap out. Although, oh my god, Naleb takes tons of damage here. Pixelic finds Justice. Now Nemesis and Construction Workers in a bit of a fight here. Points going the way of Construction Workers. That's going to be a great nade. That's what I'm talking about. If you don't cook it, it might roll into these holes. There's a bigger one here now done for Naleb, and looks like Nemesis is disengaged just a little bit. This circle did pop away and kind of east on the further side away from Swamp, though, James. So now the teams on this western side, they're going to have to figure out how they get into this next one.
All right, I'm bringing back an RTS term. If we ever see this, the cheeky little hole that Ferris used that we just saw there as well,
yeah.
It's turtling. We're turtling from now on.
Sure, yeah.
It's a camp spot. You're ducking your head in. It's turtling. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
that's huge.
It's in.
All right, back to the big compound where we saw SAUL have some success from. These guys, they know how to play from here. And also, now that they're all full strong, this is going to be a big game for them. I'm looking at double-digit kills, potentially top 2, top 3 here. Keta takes him and down. That's huge to get some points in the way of Ascend. And TMO losing players early on is not good.
No, it's not. No, it is not. Send, what are you going to be doing? And then coming in from this side a little bit later, trying to find a direction that they can go for. As looks like T-Bone was trying to scout out what Nemesis is doing on the south side of that. Keta actually does take down He-Man completely. So Quizzy, though, and Vitality want a bit more points. They didn't get really much in that last game here, but they've got themselves, yes, the compound that no doubt 3 or 4 teams are going to try and inhabit. And then eventually everybody's going to have to come out and everybody's going to die.
That's the Hail Mary compound. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
Like, if you have the northern side, though, in this circle is good because you can deny the teams from the south and from the other side of the roads because it's isolated by the road alone, right, in the kind of intersection. So that's going to be good. We've seen them. This feels like a replay, James. You know, this feels like a replay from the area that we've seen here before. With SAUL being here, Vitality being in this spot here. A few different teams, but let's see if these guys are going to be able to dig themselves out, Shilla. He's turtling, James. He's turtling.
Okay, he's turtling. I mean, it's okay for the moment. He's got a little bit of cover. Oh, but that car. Okay, move away. And then back into your hole.
Oh, he's got to dig a wider hole now that he doesn't have cover from this side here. Get on with it here, Shilla. I do think that it's in a good spot right now because it's not too strong, but if they buff the pickaxe or you're able to do a double swing or a wide swing or hold it down for to dig yourself a deeper hole there, that would be crazy. Also no slack also knows this area. They're also this kind of this western side. They're slow from this. Fex finds with the Dom, finds So set for the flush. Stay at now the last player in Nemesis. Nemesis are not at the start. We know that they're capable of, James. That's such a strong showing throughout the last circuit round off here, but now in the second playoff, they are struggling. Oh, that cook would have been perfect. Stay and finds T-Bone. Killer guy goes down.
Yep, not bad at all. And more nades should be able to shut down Stade here. Do throw a double forwards here. Good stuff. Maybe it'll get the res up straight away. Love the ripples on the water. It's one of my favorite things about the explosives. But anyway, I forgot that the hybrid scope's also in. So I'm going to see if anybody's going to be using that too much. I think I see most people kind of stray away from it. Yeah,
I don't like it. I think that it's a 4x instead of a 2.5 or 3.5 that it originally is.
Yeah,
I think it's wrong. Keta finds Vard though. Ascend is trying to defend just a little bit here. Fex is sending it out, and Construction's Work is really trying to have their big game here, but being a little bit denied by the Ascent guys. Losing Vard now is not great. Now we'll have to see what... Oh, Fex finds Itzchris quite easily with M4 here. And as we see this kind of swing around, it's going to be an easy flush as well onto Itzchris.
In front of the nade forwards here. There was always going to be this fight brewing. Keta 98. This time he's upgraded himself. He's got a Lynx in hand. See if he can actually pump someone full of holes with it. Such a brutal gun to have to go up against here, but Construction Worker, 6 kills. This could be their road to redemption. Nade forwards, and it's a good nade to start things off. Keta
almost.
With one no, but Nail Up responds in kind. Good stuff. Good response there from Nail Up.
Yeah, that was close. Down to 30 HP. Great effort there, but Nail Up were able to turn around. And Construction Worker is really turning this game around for them. Them up to
Huge.
9 points here, just 2 points away from that cutoff. But SADL is going to have a big one here. Bushido Wildcats is looking strong with full 4 men alive here from their spot as well. Especially them being able to kind of backfill that compound that construction workers were in before. Was that a mistake, especially with this Western shift here? Was that a mistake for them to leave it, or does Pixelic have a greater spot to kind of turn on and do things here? But let's see, Nodi. Diogo Benito might be able to try them. I think, is this a play for holes inside the field, or is that TMO? Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's aimed towards the Mythov, but at the same time, you could use it as your next checkpoint if you're able to get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it's twofold in terms of the play. Because the thing is that the 2 south members of Diogo Benito are actually able to scout that out pretty decently.
Yeah.
But Slavson is joined them up now.
VP able to find themselves a spot inside this eastern side here, but there's a lot of players in this eastern side of this hill here. So now we're going to see a little bit of a utility rain coming towards this. Lucarox goes down with the Dragonov from Getrox's hands. That's Vitality turning on a little bit. This is actually a perfect circle to do that Hail Mary we were talking about towards the Vitality compound, because it's still in on the southern side and enables you to play just a little bit.
Yeah, and the one thing is that ex-Howlers actually spread themselves out across what is the 2 compounds on that south side of the road. So technically, you can see oftentimes people actually hit that and actually dislodge them. It's a bit difficult to sometimes reinforce, even on what is technically the same side of the road. But nades go forwards against Noddy, who's found himself the absolute usual corner that people do go to. We saw ex-Howler in the past get taken away from there. Bestalosh, he's got it clocked in, dialed in on the range, and knows exactly how to hit that corner, and Noddy will be the sacrifice for it.
That's beautiful. They actually had really good accuracy with that one. A little bit further right, he might be able to get the flush too. Richelin going for the rest here. That's some great accuracy to try to take down Diogo Benito. But there's still 3 standing. Now Nades comes in from VP. They're capitalizing on this one here.
Odin!
That's a great Molotov as well. Straight on Kastral, and he's straight on to Nodi.
Yeah, not bad for Virtus Pro at all. Trying to shut this down and then make a play in here from this east side. Nix is going very aggressive on this right-hand side as well. Trying to shut it down. Thought he was down, and now he's completely gone here. And it goes forwards against Nixie. He's going to be knocked thanks to Simon. Diogo Benito not going to take this lying down at all. As they're trying to shut down this torrent of aggression that's coming their way. They know it's going to be desperate times here at the moment. Currently dancing into that blue zone, but it gets shut down directly with the M249.
Yeah, able to get a few kills here. VP might be on the receiving end here for this one, but still being able to get the 4 kills they've had so far is huge. Slaven finds another nade knock onto Corexi outside the blue. It's going to be an easy turnover here. Can Vimy maybe get another point, get one more flush on TMO? He did get one more. That's 5 for them. And it's a decent salvage game to turn things off with. A little bit of a turtle side hole here for him. Can he have a little bit of a pause before he's going to continue his onslaught?
Yeah, what's interesting while this has all been going, how teams have played out of that compound that we were talking about, right? Like the Vitality as well as X-Howl. X-Howl actually used the mortar and then pushed on that position very aggressively, where this is on that south side, and Vitality has been able to just make landfall alongside a ridge as well towards the middle of this circle. So we saw in playoffs day 3 as this map saved Vitality, and for S2G, they're not being saved at all. Virtus Pro shuts them down on that side, and Beamy goes down to the blue as well. So everyone's just dying off over there. It's not too much of a surprise considering how many teams were congested on that east side, right?
Yeah. And kind of expected from what they were able to kind of lock down so far. But yeah, Howl trying to make a little bit of a dash forward, try to get in here. Vitality looking good too with the area they've gotten, but they could be backstabbed by either Howl or Exile at this point, obviously, or Viz. So let's see what they get out of this one here. This circle, though, was important, though, for construction workers, James. Does they... is this the game we talked about? Do they kind of enable themselves to get into a spot where they can get some more points and maximize and push themselves into this top 8 that is our cutoff for day 1 to get into the finals next weekend?
Well, yeah, it's a good question, right? Swamp's still in. Technically, they still have a bit of an anchor position as well with the 2 and the 2-1 split. Nailup's going to be left in the position. And actually, they do see Dante as well, so they actually respond to that very, very well. And then shut him down, and Hive is gone. That's everybody on their west side completely eliminated, unless Bushido Wildcats looks to go for a wraparound on that west side. I do wonder, has Pixelic and whoever else is with him actually... Okay, they've dug a little bit of a position here. Because I think Yeah, I think they're in such an insane spot. You should reinforce it as fast as possible with a bit of digging, no?
Yeah, I think so. But there's a limit. You cannot continue to go like deeper and deeper, right? You can dig.
No, I mean sideways.
Oh, sideways. All right. So you want to kind of around the
bit of a trench.
hole. Yeah, you could do that maybe. Maybe be able to get them up, get a spot there. But Pixlic finds a baby. Now some teams try to send it. Hal trying to get into this southern side here. Maybe they want to get a hold from themselves here. Nailcup did get and steal the point here from a baby. That's a great kind of spot for them to get into, and also steal a point away from construction workers.
Arm in hand for Fex. This is an incredibly important game, as you mentioned. Wait, double arm. Ooh, okay. They decided to have everything from those crates prior, I guess, and now S8UL going for a dash themselves here from the compound that is normally going to be able to pay them huge dividends. Millman somehow survives all of the cars driving past the Great Migration, the herd here moving. S8UL doesn't know where they're going. Okay, they're just driving around for everything. What is happening?
That's crazy. Bushido Wildcats are able to scoop that one up here, getting a few points for them. That's 4 great points and some placements already here. Shots now coming out from Exhal here. They are on the southern side with 6 kills, still with some cars available, some shields too. Levante finds Millman. Now we're in the top 5, and the team is really capitalizing this one so far. And it's all the teams that's kind of on our cutoff. They might all end up pushing out VP, maybe even Ascend at this point.
Yeah, Vitality doing all right here on the northeast side. Exhal has found themselves what is effectively a little bit of a turtle spot down in the middle. And here comes Code Marco crashing into the position here of construction workers. Sees them in the distance, goes for some shots. Crossbow starts and stuff against nail up. Goes for another spray on the south side, but at the same time, reinforcements come in from the backside here from construction workers. But they're gone as Metabay is able to shut it all completely down with Pixelic on that south side. Brilliantly dislodged. I thought that they were going to be the team to try and dislodge construction workers, just not from the angle that I was expecting.
So confident in the pull-up. They're like, yeah, they're only a 3-man. Let's just do a 4v3 and we win it easy peasy. And nobody's capitalizing on it. I would love to see Vitality push in on the 2 knocks that they already had here. This is out in 4th place. This continues to get these high placements and continues to get this little bit of a salvage game going. Only 1 kill, but still 5 total points for them to go their way.
Push.
And now Vitality. This is their qualifying game. If Vitality can close this one out and get the win, this is them in 30+.
Yeah, this is a big push as well. They knew that technically here, Bushido Wildcats, yes, you made a great push against construction workers, but that has pinned you into a corner with this move. As Nailcop actually doing a lot of damage here with the mini as well. Howl is fanning out on this. This is a perfect play by them to just try and completely seize control of this circle whilst these 2 teams fight in the corner.
And now Flores as well with the backfill onto... This is huge. Onto... Oh my god, Quizzy finds Nailcop though. Now shots are coming out from Flores. Exhal here. And a little bit of the receiving end in terms of how much damage they've been able to do, but have they forgot about Code Marco? He's just hiding down in this dip in between them. They're hammering shots towards each other. Now Vitality's going to be running towards him. And look, Code Marco finds 1. That's going to be a little bit of a thorn in the side of Vitality.
I've got to say, is Turkey back in full force? Not S2G, unfortunately for them, but Exhal as well as Bushido Wildcats doing God's work at the moment for this one. Looking like they're getting a ton of points. Vitality, though, as I say, we saw them win some fantastic Tagos in the last 2 weeks. Can they win another? Only 4 kills go their way. Exhal with the 9 at the moment here. Able to completely lambast everyone down on that south side as now Vitality is going to make a bigger swing. But Levante moving forwards here. Utility going to try and cover him whilst he's making that move. As more reinforcements coming forwards. Quizzy with a massive nade here and Levante with a follow-up. That is Exhal getting absolutely decimated upon arrival.
Yeah, we're down to just Odin Mavezi. He might have 5 kills here, but that feels like it's it for Exhal here. Vitality have done everything. Still 4-man strong here. This is the Vitality we know and love. Look at that. A few more kills, a few more flushes to be able to be had. Oh, that's a perfect blue zone to push him out. Shots coming in. There's no denying this, though. Jammer pack on the flush. Yeah, that's huge. He got the points. That's huge for Exhal here, though, James. But that is Vitality getting an 8-kill victory and a chicken dinner to close this one out here. And this is probably their qualification game. What a great push for them.